What's up, Bueller Buys? This is Leland. I just want to go over a quick price action slash trade breakdown review on SPX on May 23rd, really quick. So let's just jump right into it. So first thing I was looking at obviously was the daily. Let's just pretend like these candles don't exist yet. So what I was looking at here was basically we had the 420 resistance, which we can go back and look. I mean, we had some resistance here, which we kind of broke above. We're trying to hold above. But then further left, we have this gap here that everybody has their eyes on, right at the 420 level. So this gap is kind of acting as supply slash resistance right now, right? So bulls want to fill it, bears want to reject off it and use it as supply. So that's kind of what we were looking at here. We were either looking at maybe some continuation over the 420 level to fill the gap, or what we were also looking at was um, a break below previous day low and 2 day ago low for a reversal to the downside. And I'm just showing SPY right now just because this is what I was going to be looking at during the pre-market. So let's grab a few more levels. What I was looking at before the day, and what I was looking at here was we had this small little kind of fair value gap here. So I marked this level, and then we had another one here, right? So I had these levels marked, and then I was also looking at this kind of uh, consolidation right here as potential hold of support. So what I did was I saw this level kind of lined up with this one. So I also grabbed the open of this outside bar right here, just as a good level as well. Um, so yeah, let's just jump into pre-market really quick, see what we were looking at before the day. And right here, you can see we kind of tried to touch previous day high overnight, and then before selling off all through the pre-market extended hours, before eventually opening all the way. I'm going to mark previous day close as well. Before all the way down here, we opened up below that previous day low, previous 2 day ago low level we were watching. So right when the market opened up here, I switched over to SPX because that's what I was going to be trading, SPX, not SPY. And let's actually grab a new chart. Quickly grab those same levels. We had the 2 day ago previous day low. Also, let's see what we have. We had this fair value gap here. This one from the high of this candle to the low of this candle, right? Same thing here, high of this candle to the low of this one. And then we also had the open of this candle. So we had some good levels going into the day. You can also see like on the 1 hour, turn extended hours off, what these levels kind of look like. Move this over here. And you can see right here, move this one over. We had a nice little shoulder here as one level potentially hold. This little red candle right here could be potentially demand. So we had that level marked. And then obviously this one here, it's like pretty big level of resistance turned potential support, right? We had a rejection of it here, another rejection here, rejection here, rejection here before finally breaking over. And it hadn't been touched at all leading up to this day that we traded on. And we can see on the 15-minute, same story here. Let's just kind of zoom in on this action without the day that we're going to be breaking down. You can see not touched. Obvious resistance turned potential support, right? And here you can mark this level as well. It kind of lines up with the 4150, but I was just kind of looking at this 4153 as well as this shoulder here as another level. But yeah, so let's just jump right into what we were looking at right when the day opened. Where were we? Oh, up here. So as soon as the day opened, let me pull up Discord really quick, top watches. I said right at the basically when the day opened up, where is it? Right here. So I said would like to see SPX retrace at least half the gap to about 41.85. And it was basically you could see what I did here was grab a fib from the previous day close to current day's open. So we're just going to go ahead and do that. Show exactly what that looks like here. Fib from the previous day close down to the open. And this was the level we were watching here, as well as I had another level marked. This like strong pivot here, which basically creates this nice little kind of buffer zone that we can look at between this 50 and that level, right? So this was the key level to watch here, whether we were going to break above, try and fill this gap for calls, or just keep rejecting on it for puts. So at 6:52 my time, I said tag that 50% perfectly. I did take some puts there, took profit at the open. It's a little small scalp. Took another one here, small scalp down again, same level. And that's something I want to highlight is like you never know when the big move is going to come. So it's important to always like, take profit at your first target, especially if you have one contract. Um, yeah, just take profit at that first high probability target. And if you have runners, then you can let them run or get stopped out for break even, however you want to trade it. So yeah, I took some puts here, took more puts here on this like inside bar kind of what do you call it, hanging man candle there. And then I alerted that in that same channel that we had broken previous day low, which is this level, right? This is the previous day low level. And we were retesting it. So if I was saying is if we could hold below this, then we can expect a flush below the open down to some of these bigger levels that we had marked from the daily and the 1 hour. But we didn't get that. We pushed back above, back into range. So we're just waiting again. And then let's see. So we're back against this same 50% level here. And it's looking like we're going to reject it again, but we want to wait for that specific setup we like to see, right? And there it is right there. So we have like higher lows forming, right? Higher low here, higher low here, higher low here, before finally breaking through that higher low, forming a lower low. And we did catch here, but what we want to see now that we have a lower low is the lower high, retrace of 61.8%, 50% retrace, right? So we're going to grab a fib of this move that just broke this previous low. And right there, we entered puts targeting these same like levels that we've been retracing to all day. And then plan is to let runners run if we end up breaking lower. So right here, I was scaling out at the previous day low, looking maybe take it some more down to the open. And you can see this is why the lead test Bueller calls it is so powerful, because like you can it's so clear, right? We have this small little uptrend, higher highs, higher lows, until this is all you want to watch for is like these lows to eventually break. Right here, we get a break of the low. So now it's switching, right? Now we have lower lows. And then once we see that lower high, that's when we enter. So we're getting in basically at the top of the reversal. So we've entered on that first lower high, and now we're just riding it down on this new trend that's developed. So like, look, again, lower lows, breaking, lower highs. No reason to cut any runners yet. We're at the current day's open, so we're trimming again here. And then we just get, like I said in the top watches, right here, pull it up. Yeah, there's where I said reclaim if PDL equals no dice. Where did I say it? Oh, we just broke and retested PDL. Watch for a flush below the open next. And that's exactly what's happening here. We get this huge flush below the open. And it's just draining all the way down to that level we marked from the daily, right? We're hitting that level, so we're taking profits here. Looking for a new setup to form. So what do we want to see? Same exact setup as up here. A low break like this. Finally getting it, right? We get this little base build, breaks the low. Now we want to see a lower high. And right there is where we got it. I scrolled too far first. Right there is where we got it. And this is where I entered more puts on this inside bar that broke. If I could highlight it, I entered at 1026, this little candle. Let me zoom in. Literally, as this inside bar broke, I was entering because it's again, it's obvious, like higher highs, higher lows, and you just wait till it shifts, till it changes. Like we get the break of that low, now we have a lower low. Now we want to see a lower high to confirm it, right? So inside bar right at the 50%, breaks the inside bar, we're in puts, we're ready for it. And so obviously we get that huge flush. Right here, we're trimming again right at that same level. And it just keeps going. Let's see, let's scroll through really quick. I think I did trim more at the 4160 level. I didn't have it marked, but like you should always pay attention to these big psychological levels because a lot of people are going to be watching them as well. As you can see, like that key level today was a psych level 4185. Previous day low was a psych level 4180. 4170 is basically, or 4165 and 4170 is basically where we kind of slowed down here before trying to, tag the 4175. So again, it's important to pay attention to these levels even if you don't have them marked, right? So I trimmed more here, 4160, and then I was just riding, I think pretty much one contract at this point. We had some more retracement, but nothing like too crazy, especially since I've already taken big trade here, big trade here. I was willing to let this last contract basically go break even or maybe even a little bit red just to see what was going to happen. And right here you can see we're getting the same thing here. We're tagging this resistance, breaking lows, just keep going. Trend hasn't changed. And it's crazy how that sold off. You can never expect that sort of sell off to happen, but that's the beauty of like taking profits at your first target and letting runners run because you can hold through these like little pullbacks like this confidently because you know you've already secured profits and the runners are just kind of extra basically. So I was able to, even though I had these marked, I ended up just holding that last contract through this, and I was gonna say this was my like mental stop loss. Like if we bounced here and then kind of pushed back up over this level or started to kind of do this action again, I was just gonna get out of that last one. But right here, I was up, I don't even know what percent. It was crazy. I think like 600 or 700%. And then this last push below 4150 is right here is where I sold. I took profit right here at 4130. Let me see if I can find the post. 4143, I'll search it. Yeah, on trade floor here, I said at 11.25. Come on. Yeah, I was saying at 11.24, 860%, 41.43. I will sell at 11.25, which was right here at 11.20. 11.25 is right where it hit, and then I sold over 1,000%. See where that screenshot was. 1,092% on that last one. Right here is when I sold. Basically sniped the bottom. Um, with reason. Like it wasn't like I just was like, I think I'll sell here because it's 1,000%. Like you saw me mark that level 41.43 from the daily time frame, right? It was this level, the open of this candle here. You saw me mark that. You saw me show you on the 15-minute that this was obviously a huge level of resistance turned potential support, right? So like I wasn't going to ignore that level and let it keep potentially going. Like that that was enough for me right there, that major level. And as you can see, it just kind of based out right there, obviously before gapping down today, but this was a day to expiration, so it's not like I could hold through this. But anyways, yeah, that was the trade. Hope you enjoyed that breakdown. If you have any questions, tag my ass on the trade floor. Thanks and peace out.